Good evening. We are live from our Pocket Hill studios in Highlands, Harare. This is News at 8. Thank you for joining us. I am Yvonne Mokondani.
And I am Zain Jamo. We're joined by Noble Mavungwa at the Sign Language Desk, but these are our leading stories tonight.
United Arab Emirates Minister, His Excellency Sheikh Shakbut, pays a courtesy call on President Emmerson Mnangagwa.
In business, Zimbabwe gets 144 million United States dollars from development partners this year.
Hwange dismissed Dynamos by a goal 2-0 in the Zifa Munumutapa Challenge Cup. That and more in sport.
And now for the news in detail. Zimbabwe's trade and economic relations with the United Arab Emirates continue to strengthen, with revelations of significant growth reaching at least 74%.
Now, this was revealed after the UAE's Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Sheikh Shakbut, met with President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa at State House in Harare this Saturday. The details.
This Saturday, His Excellency the President, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, received a courtesy call from the Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the United Arab Emirates, His Excellency Sheikh Shakbut. Now, this is a visit that was premised on the relations between the UAE and Zimbabwe. We managed to speak to Zimbabwe's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, who was part of the closed-door meeting, and he revealed to us that talks centered on the improved trade between UAE and Zimbabwe.
As you know that Zimbabwe and UAE have excellent relations, number one. Number two, our trade figures have grown astronomically for the past 2 years by 74%. Our economic linkages with UAE, between Zimbabwe and UAE, are excellent. So His Excellency Shakbut was paying a courteous visit to His Excellency the President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, to update about the state of our economic relations and update on the state of our diplomatic relations, which can be characterized as excellent. His Excellency was very happy to receive his visitor, and his visitor was very happy to be here. And all went well.
A comprehensive trade agreement between the UAE and Zimbabwe is also on the cards.
We are looking forward to the completion of our comprehensive economic partnership agreement, which is a free trade agreement between Zimbabwe and UAE. And everything is on course because as of Thursday in the evening, Zimbabwe was able to provide its comments to the SEPA, and now it's time for sentence-to-sentence negotiation. We are looking forward to finishing the partnership agreement.
Now, Minister Murwira also spoke about trade between Zimbabwe and Europe, and he said over the past few years, this trade has grown to over 38%, noting that this is a positive indicator of the mantra that Zimbabwe is open for business.
His Excellency the President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, has started the doctrine, or he coined the doctrine, Zimbabwe is open for business. And Zimbabwe is open for business is causing things that are positive. One of them is this percentage that I've talked about. But also our trade with the European Union has grown by over 38%. At the same time, our growth, our trade with China has increased, and our investment in the country has increased greatly. As you know, we are part of the zero tariff regime of the Chinese market, and the economy is doing well.
Zimbabwe continues on its mission to increase export receipts. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, State House.
Vice President, General Retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga, has commended the church for being a strategic partner in national development, recognizing its role in complementing government programs across key sectors, including education, health and agriculture. The Vice President was speaking at the 25th Priestly Anniversary celebration of the Right Reverend Bishop Raymond Mupanda Sekwa in Masvingo. Let's take a look at that one.
Thousands of congregants from the Roman Catholic Church and government officials gathered at St. Patrick's Gokomere Mission in Masvingo for the 25th anniversary priestly celebration of Right Reverend Bishop Raymond Mpanda Sekwa. Among the dignitaries was the Vice President General Retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga, who commended the church and its leaders, including Right Reverend Bishop Mpanda Sekwa, for working with government in ensuring development and unity.
The church, through its institutions, remains a vital partner in advancing government's national agenda. Across Zimbabwe, faith organizations provide education, healthcare, humanitarian assistance, and moral guidance. They strengthen family values, promote peace, and nurture responsible citizenship.
Masvingo province is also working with the Roman Catholic Church in a number of development projects.
Tinoona zvikoro zvamuri kuvaka, macollege, mauniversities, zvipatara, kurima munyika ino mudunhu muno kuti muve muchisimudzira upenyu hwevanhu.
The Roman Catholic Church also paid tribute to Right Reverend Mpanda Sekwa for his service to the church for more than 25 years.
His Holiness prays that he will continue to draw joy from his priestly and episcopal ministry, and that Almighty God will pour out grace upon him and those entrusted to his care.
Sekurumpa ndio muparidzi wedu kazhinji pama occasions makuru tinongoti sekuru chindai.
Right Reverend Mpanda Sekwa appreciated the support he is getting from the congregants and the church.
Regai nditange nokutenda kundiperekedza kundibatsira nokundisimbaradza kwamakaita kwemakore ose aya andagara nokurarama upriste hwangu makore 25.
Bishop Raymond Mpanda Sekwa is the current bishop of the Diocese of Masvingo after being appointed by Pope Francis in 2023. At national level, Right Reverend Bishop Mpanda Sekwa serves as the president of the Zimbabwe Catholic Bishops' Conference. Mace Matina, ZBC News, Masvingo.
The Second Republic's drive to promote infrastructural development has emerged as a practical tool for inclusive development across Mashonaland East Province, with Chikomba District in Chivu undergoing massive transformation.
Rapid changes in infrastructure development are taking place under the Second Republic in Mashonaland East Province, with Chivu undergoing a major transformation that includes investments in hotel accommodation, shopping malls, road rehabilitation and recreational facilities. Residents of Chivu are excited about the transformation.
Nzvimbo yedu yeChivu yanga yakasarira, yanga iri nzvimbo yanga ichishoreka, but tiri kuona vakatigadzirira road yedu yekumasvingo, kubva Masvingo kubva Harare kusvika kumasvingo. Nzvimbo iyo yanaka.
Apa takunakirwa road yakanaka zvekuti.
The upgrading of Chivu Stadium is among key developments expected to improve sports development initiatives, a position that has excited Division 1-based Chivu United, which is targeting to bring Premier Soccer League football to the emerging town.
Isu taisitambira bhora kwaMurambinda, but nekuda kuti vakagadzirisa ground takutambira muno muChivu. Ende futi zvepamusoro peizvozvo ndiri kukumbira kuti vasagumire ipapo, ndavawedzere futi kuti rigone kutomita mastandards ekutambira Premier League.
Kana taane ground rakanaka kudai totarisirawo kuti sezvo tiri mu Division 1 Eastern Region totarisirawo kupindira mu Premier League.
Chivu District Council outlined key developments that include road rehabilitation works and construction of 16 health facilities.
Panapa tiri kurenovata ground redu rava pa 90%. Kekare takaisa tara kunogara vanhu veruzhinji kulocation. kekare tine zvipatara zvatiri kuvaka zvinosvika 16.
Mashonaland East Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Advocate Itaindodzo, says the pace of development in Chivu reflects the government's commitment to transforming communities under the Second Republic.
It is very clear that whilst presently Chivu is a rural district council with a town board, we are now making strides to ensure that we move with speed to have a standalone municipality of Chivu.
President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa has exhibited clarity on the Second Republic's development thrust, which is anchored on inclusivity.
As a hard-working people and a united and a peace-loving nation, from Plumtree to Mtare, Bad British Chirundu, let us always celebrate every development success we realize, regardless of its location. Development in any part of Zimbabwe is development for all Zimbabweans.
The development of urban areas speaks to the growth of the national economy and reflects the strides being made to achieve an upper middle-income society by 2030. Kenya's Chivuje, ZBC News, Chivu.
All is set for the 46th Heroes and Defense Forces Day commemorations as the nation celebrates heroes and heroines who paid the ultimate sacrifice to liberate the country from colonial rule, as well as those safeguarding the country's territorial integrity. Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Dr. Jemusoda says the nation should rally behind these crucial national events.
Zimbabweans will this Monday commemorate Heroes Day, honoring the men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for the country's independence. I caught up with the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jemusoda. Honorable Minister, the Heroes celebrations are happening in just a few hours' time. What is your message to the nation of Zimbabwe?
The 46th Heroes celebrations or anniversary will be held in various places. We will have the main event at the National Heroes Acre, which will be presided over by His Excellency the President. We will also have some gatherings in the 10 provinces and also in all admin districts of this country. And these events will be held at the shrines which are in the various districts, District Heroes Acres. It's a commemoration of bravery, sacrifice and selflessness, which was shown by the sons and daughters of this nation, where they took up arms to go and fight against our oppressors who had taken our inheritance. So we have sons and daughters who sacrificed their lives, who did not just look at themselves, but they looked at what we had lost collectively as a nation, and they decided to go out and fight with the enemy. Part of the event is the honoring of our veterans of the liberation struggle, where 50,000 medals will be given to the veterans of the liberation struggle in our 10 provinces. Then on the 11th, we will have the Defense Forces Day, where we also celebrate the protection that we enjoy as a country as a result of the defense forces that are also committing themselves to the security and the safety, the protection of the people of Zimbabwe.
In addition to remembering the sacrifice made by the sons and daughters of Zimbabwe, Heroes Day will also provide a platform to take stock of current developments in the nation.
One thing that we must not forget is how Zimbabwe got liberated. We were not given independence, but we fought for our independence. Lives were lost. So this is a moment to pay homage, to thank those that sacrificed their lives for the peace and the good life that we are now seeing obtaining in Zimbabwe. We are seeing a lot of progress in terms of infrastructural development, talk of roads, talk of buildings that are sustaining economic activity in our country.
As the nation commemorates Heroes Day, the country's citizens are being challenged to uphold the values of patriotism and contribute to the nation's development. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Muzarabani.
Now, as the nation commemorates Heroes Month, we relive the Mkushi girls' attack in Zambia, where 15 colleagues perished to the hands of the Ian Smith regime. Our chief correspondent Ruben Barre spoke to two retired Zambian officers, Mr. Ignatius Katambi and Mr. Austin Chimambe, who survived the Mkushi girls' camp attack.
We are at Mkushi girls' camp in the central province of Zambia. What happened here on the 19th of October 1978 was gory. The Rhodesians, after attacking Freedom Camp at around 8 o'clock in the morning, by 11 o'clock they were over this camp. They were to be here for almost 3 or 4 days. This can be explained by the police who were sent on the 20th, and they were attacked on the 21st here, meaning the Rhodesians were still over this camp.
They dropped the paratroopers who surrounded the camp. Yes. But there were other girls who were hiding somewhere and others. They went and captured the armory. After capturing the armory, because the others were eating, so that's when they called the commander to blow the whistle so that everybody can come near. When they came near, that's when now they started shooting them at the close range. After that, they started putting bayonets to make sure that they are all finished. Thereafter, that's when the scouts now at the camp ran to police, Mboroma police station. Him was not bayoneted until he was picked on 24th October 1978 by ZAF.
It was on Independence Day.
Yes, on Independence Day.
It's a sad, sad, sad story that continuously human remains are being found by the local community and being brought at the Mkushi girls' camp.
The local communities, they continue to pick bones, as you may see them here. These are the human remains. This one.
What a sorry state of affairs happened here. The inhuman nature of the Rhodesian regime. And many at home should remember that, lest we forget, these bones rose up and created what we call Zimbabwe today. These are casings of bullets. This is an aircraft bullet. These are casings of bullets. This is a shoe, sole of a shoe of somebody who perished here. These are soles of shoes. That one is, Colonel, you are the ones who are into these things.
It could be from a bomb, an aircraft bomb, that one.
So this is a small assemblage, like a small museum.
Yes.
Of the bullets which were found around here.
Yes.
You can see there are thousands of bullets here. These are thousands of casings of bullets. If you are to see it, then you know they were here for a kill. The elder brother of the Vice President, Comrade Kembo Mohadi, could be lying in one of these graves because we collect the instructors who were at the Mkushi girls' camp also perished,
and he was
including the security, and he was one of them. Ruben Barwe, ZBC News, Mkushi.
All said indeed. However, on a lighter note, the Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality Industry led the National Gastronomy Cookout competition during the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa's Boys and Girls Mentorship Camp in Nyanga, bringing together participants from all 10 provinces to showcase Zimbabwe's rich culinary heritage.
Nasi tanga tichita zvekubika, tachita cookout competition. Chirongwa ichi tachigadzirirwa namai vedu, but pendatombobika ndafesa machallenges akawandisa. Pendanga ndichibika ndatombotanga ndachekwa then ndandonodresswa pendazodzoka then I continued but ndaisa effort ndazoona kuti effort yangu yashandawo because I actually won.
For these young learners, the kitchen became more than just a place to prepare food. It became a classroom where Zimbabwe's rich culinary heritage came to life. Amid the breathtaking landscapes of Nyanga, Manicaland province, Zimbabwe's rich culinary heritage took center stage as peoples from the country's 10 provinces showcased the traditional dishes during a national gastronomy cookout competition held as part of the First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa's Boys and Girls Mentorship Camp, which also focused on cultural renewal, life skills and character building. The day began with the breakfast where the girls served the boys, while at lunchtime the boys reciprocated by serving the girls, fostering mutual respect. The moment the First Lady arrived to interact with the peoples, the venue sprang to life as joyous cheers, ululations and songs erupted from the children. Their warm and energetic welcome created an electric atmosphere reflecting the excitement they had for their mentor and mother. Participants representing the country's 10 provinces also took part in a national gastronomy cookout competition where they prepared a variety of traditional dishes including sadzarezio, roadrunner chicken, hybrids, nopi and other indigenous delicacies. The Minister of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Honorable Barbara Rodzi, led the cookout competition, assisting and encouraging the young participants as they prepared their traditional dishes. After food preparation, the tourism and hospitality patron toured the exhibition stands, inspecting the dishes while listening attentively as the children explained the meals they had prepared and their cultural significance.
We prepared inopi, ezangaphakathi zenkukhu, isitshwala and chicken.
Here I made beef mixed with veggies. You first let beef boil, then you add cooking oil, then tomatoes and onions and veggies too. Then let it simmer and turn it 3 times. Then it's done.
Yes, turn it 3 times.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, Bulawai. If you don't turn 3 times, it's not cooked.
Yes.
Huh?
Pamusoro yamai ndizwa kubhinga iprovince yeso ni matinoti twajika iraisi anopi ansima a beef amwe a chisio a chicken ndarumba.
Well done.
Rare province. Ndaine shamwari yangu panapa tabika nopi, tatabika sadza redu rezviyo, tatabika huku yedu yechibhoyi necabbage, tatabika zvemukati mehuku yedu yatabika yechibhoyi, then tatabika nyama yemombe yakasanganiswa nemufushwa, totazobika mpunga unedovi.
Hey, yes. Arare,
Batimotanga kudya inopi because it's the porridge, and then to say dessert baobab juice.
Yes, man. Kanatapedza zvistotozo.
Yenda ku baobab juice for dessert.
Maigadzira neko baobab juice.
Tagadzira nemauyu nemilk mukaka.
Yes, man. Arare.
Mashonaland East Province emerged as the overall winner of the competition, followed by Matabeleland North Province, while the host province Manicaland finished third. In an interactive discussion with the participants, the tourism and hospitality patron encouraged them to take the knowledge, values and life skills they had acquired back to their respective provinces, stressing that education remains key to a brighter future. In recognition of their hard work and dedication, participants walked away with the prizes, while the First Lady also brought a consignment of food hampers for the participants, chaperones, as well as the local leadership in keeping with her Ubuntu.
Nasi ndafara nechirongwa chatarongerwa namai wedu mai Mnangagwa. Noten tabika nopi. Ndandisa ndambobika nopi for the first time in my life. Nasi ndobva ndaibika. Baada bika nopi wadoso faramba nanda medem ndibike. Ndambonzwa hana yangu kuroa asi medem wasondibatsira kuti unodai.
Inini ndiri kunzwa kufara nekuti tawina competition iyi. ende ndichiri mudiki ndainge ndikamwana ndichibika matraditional foods. Saka nhasi ndiri kunzwa mufaro nekuti ndabika maitiro andikanzi ndibike nana grandparents vangu.
Honorable Rodzi applauded Dr. Mnangagwa for promoting gastronomy and domestic tourism, highlighting the strides Zimbabwe has made in the tourism sector through her support.
Tinoda kutenda nemukana watakapiwa na First Lady. Manga mune mazuva muna First Lady mai wedu pano mu National Park yemuZimbabwe kuZimparks ndizvo. Saka sekutaura nekukudzidzisai kwavanga vachiita ndofunga munova nekutenda kukuru nekuti mapiwa mukana mune laki mimi makadai. Asi basa redu isusu kutourism nderekuti chero watangoona apinda munzvimbo dzedu nditourist. Muri matourist kwatiri. First Lady vedu ndivo patron tourism and hospitality industry munyika medu muno mekuZimbabwe. Vagozovazve ambassador wemhuka dzese dziri muZimbabwe. Vagova futi ambassador. Vagova ambassador weenvironment. Saka nezvimwe zvakawanda zvavanoita.
Manicaland Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution Advocate Misheki Mugadza and the host traditional leader Chief Mutasa applauded Dr. Mnangagwa for the initiative.
You could see kuti patai bvunza mubvunzo waiona kuti mana atori knowledge iyoyo yatiri kutarisira.
The First Lady introduced the Amais traditional cookout competition in 2019, bringing chiefs' wives on board to promote Zimbabwe's rich diversity of traditional foods. The program has since grown under the Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, embracing students, churches, professional chefs, persons with disabilities, and inmates. In 2023, the First Lady was honored as the Queen of Gastronomy in Africa for her work in promoting Zimbabwe's rich culinary heritage. Zimbabwe's tourism industry is basking in global recognition after being named by Forbes magazine among the best destinations to visit in 2025, with the players in the sector crediting Dr. Mnangagwa for his support and advocacy as tourism patron. As the program concluded, the children bid each other farewell in a spirit of joy and celebration. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Nyanga.
Well, they say empower the girl child, you empower the nation. Now, from issues to do with empowerment to sad news, where the bodies of 11 Zimbabwean nationals have been repatriated and a service has been held for them in Beitbridge this Saturday.
It was indeed a heavy sight as ATSs crossed the Beitbridge border post this Saturday. They arrived with the bodies of 11 Zimbabwean nationals who died following a fatal bus accident in South Africa's Free State province last week. The families have been left distraught. It will be a very long time before their tears dry. At a send-off memorial convened in Beitbridge this afternoon, the families braved their pain to sit through the service. Deep inside, they struggled to contain their emotions, breaking down as they let out their pain. Some have lost a wife, some a sister, some a brother, and even grandchildren. One death is one too much heartbreak. Losing 4 members is a devastating blow.
Ndofunga vakatozona kuti munhu uyu anenge atokuwara but ari kuda kuti angozvishingisa ndobva watototi pindawo muambulance. Saka time ndakapinda muambulance iyoyo ndo time iri kunzi hamuna kumbofamba distance yakakura. Mwana wako time yakapinda muambulance chitroli chiya chakabva chatobudiswa panze. Sitanga atotisiya panguva yacho iyoyo.
Ndauya kuzotendawo zvataitirwa nehurumende yedu kutibatsira kuti mabhodhi edu abve kuSouth Africa, kutibatsira kuti mabhodhi edu aonewo mabhokisi ekuchengeterwawo.
The accident shocked the nation and plunged the country into deep mourning. prompting President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa to declare a state of disaster over the accident. Government is with the families in this difficult period of bereavement.
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, declared this tragedy a state of disaster on 1 August 2026, demonstrating that this is a national loss and not just a tragedy for the affected families. Following the declaration, government facilitated the repatriation of our 11 relatives from South Africa to Zimbabwe so that they could be laid to rest among their families and communities.
As the deceased leave for their final resting places, the nation is once again reminded of the lacking public health crisis on the roads, which continues to claim innocent lives on a daily basis. Aifeli Mudau, ZBC News, Beitbridge.
Well, speaking of innocent lives, the Zimbabwe National Army has announced the death of 4 ZNA members who died in a road traffic accident in Brumley along Harare-Mutare Road yesterday. In a statement, Director, Army Public Relations, Colonel Lengiwe Dube, said the members were aboard a military vehicle traveling from Harare to Mutare. The deceased have been identified as Warrant Officer Class 1, Philemon Chamisa, Warrant Officer Class 2, Chindoa Lydia, Sergeant Mundicho Wellington Wanda, and Lance Corporal Mupemi Ed Moore. The Zimbabwe National Army said 3 members sustained injuries in the accident, and 2 are admitted at Marondera Hospital, while the 3rd one is at Josiah Magama Tongogara Barracks, formerly known as KG6 in Harare, where they received treatment and are in a stable condition. The Zimbabwe National Army is extending its deepest condolences to the families, relatives and friends of the deceased soldiers, while wishing the injured members a speedy recovery. The Zimbabwe Republic Police Marondera is investigating the circumstances surrounding the accident. Burial arrangements of the deceased soldiers will be announced in due course.
May the souls of the departed rest in peace. Now, in other news, the government continues to make notable strides in the modernization of healthcare delivery, with Sally Mugabe Central Hospital receiving 4 renovated neonatal unit wards.
The renovated neonatal unit wards are expected to significantly improve maternal service delivery at Sally Mugabe Central Hospital, as government accelerates programs targeting to enhance operational efficiency across health institutions. On behalf of the Minister of Health and Childcare, Deputy Minister Honorable Sleiman Kwidini highlighted the crucial role played by an efficient neonatal ward.
These strategic infrastructure investments are more than just bricks and mortar. They are vital injection into our public health system. They will significantly enhance the quality of maternal and neonatal health care, improve patient comfort and safety, and serve as a tangible step in our collective journey to strengthen the public health system. This effort is in a direct alignment with the National Strategy of 2026 to 2030, the National Development Strategy 2, NDS2, and our overarching National Campus Vision 2030.
The renovations were supported by the Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency. Turkish Ambassador to Zimbabwe, Her Excellency Bena Versterden, said Ankara is ready to broaden cooperation with Harare, particularly in healthcare.
This project contributes directly to the well-being of mothers and their babies. It is a humble yet tangible contribution to improve healthcare service delivery at the busiest maternity unit in Zimbabwe. Turkey will continue to support and implement similar TICA projects across the country, particularly in the fields of health, empowerment of women and youth, and agriculture.
The implementing partner, the Zimbabwe National Zakat Fund National Director, Sheikh Henry Balakazi, highlighted the importance of collaboration between government and the religious sector in improving the country's health infrastructure.
This indeed is a clear testimony that in Zimbabwe, a nation of different faiths, we enjoy religious tolerance and peaceful coexistence. So much that we Muslims and the apostolate of Johani Masowe Echishanu are working together to build our own country.
The Salim Gabe Central Hospital renovations are in tandem with government's ongoing and partner-driven efforts to strengthen maternal and neonatal health care. Panashe Nagoli, ZBC News, Harare.
The government is pushing for the wider adoption of Mashona and Tuli cattle breeds among farmers as one of the critical strategies to ring-fence the livestock industry.
Zimbabwe has a healthy population of livestock farmers, with official figures showing between 70 and 90% contributing to this sector. Yet out of this figure, commercial systems account for only 10% of the national cattle population. One of the major setbacks for smallholder farmers has been disease outbreaks such as anthrax and foot-and-mouth, prompting interventions that promote and advance more resilient breeds. At an inaugural livestock conference hosted by the Zimbabwe Agricultural Society (ZAS) in Harare recently, government outlined plans to advance and preserve local breeds.
Zimbabwe is predicted to become drier in the decades ahead, so we must think climate proofing at every stage. Livestock, crops, that's how the smaller stock becomes key, which is why when we do genetic improvement in communal areas, we don't want to see the introduction of Brahman. We don't want to see the introduction of Beefmaster, no introduction of Boran. We want the Tuli, the Nkuni, the Mashona, elite genetics.
Government research centers are actively breeding stock to promote cattle highly adaptive to thrive on drier feed.
It can adapt well to very hard conditions, and Mashona cattle is very fertile. It can produce a calf every year. It can live using a very low plane of nutrition.
While this is a climate-proofing mechanism for the sector, it's also an opportunity to improve incomes for livestock farmers.
Aggregating investments in livestock will be able to increase the productivity of the households, increase incomes.
The World Meteorology Organization, WMO, predicts climate change will intensify within the next 2 decades, with experts noting the need to implement options that offer better security for farmers. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News.
Now, do remember, more news is available on our website, that is www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also engage with us on various social media platforms. That's from Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, as well as our WhatsApp channel. Our handles at ZBC News Online. Also remember, we have various television content as well as radio stations, Zain, that is on our new OTT platform, which is Z+, and all you need to do is download the application and enjoy news and various programming wherever you are.
Absolutely. Now, still to come in this bulletin, we take a look in business, where Zimbabwe gets 144 million United States dollars from development partners this year. In sport, Hwange dismissed Dynamos by a goal to nil in the Zifa Monumentapa Challenge Cup. That and more in sport. The main news takes a breather. We'll be back with you shortly.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, but the fuse is about to go boom!
Join us for the Midlands Business Exhibition Show from the 13th to the 16th of August. Themed Value Edition, the key to competitiveness. Farmers, don't miss out. Our guest of honor is the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Anxious Masuka. The business conference is on the 14th of August and will feature the prominent businessman, Mr. Tagwirei, to boost corporate growth. Bring the family for kids' playgrounds, plus enjoy live performances on Saturday and Sunday from Takura, Nashizim, Enzo Aishal, Nyasha David, and local artists. Be there.
For For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant. But the fuse is about to go boom!
Texting while driving. What a dangerous thing to do on the wheel. Be smart. Put the phone down. Don't text and drive. This message is brought to you by the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe. Safety first. There is no second chance.
The Ministry of Defense invites the nation to join it in celebrating the 46th anniversary of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Day at all traditional venues throughout the country on 11 August 2026. His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Dr. Edi Mnangagwa, will officiate during the main celebrations at Rufaro Stadium. Highlights of the main event include spectacular military parade inside the stadium, music from 700 Hours from Sulumani Chimbetu, Konangale and the A-Power Band, captivating parachute jumps, abseiling and other displays. An afternoon soccer match between Namibia Defense Forces and Zimbabwe Defense Forces select teams. A fascinating ZDF retreat parade after the soccer match. Gates open at 600 Hours. See you there. Zimbabwe Defense Forces, guaranteeing peace and stability for the attainment of Vision 2030.
The Heroes Half Marathon is here. Sunday 9th August at the Museum of African Liberation along Samora Machel Avenue. Register for any of the 3 distances available. The fun walk and run 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 21 kilometers half marathon. Registration is happening at Doves, Harare Street and at Bettman Sports Shop opposite Joiner City Mall. Call Martha on 077 2925 001 for sponsorship and more information. Let's honor our heroes in style. Heroes Half Marathon. Run the experience. Powered by ZBC.
You're still watching News at 8. Thank you for staying with us. Now, private sector participation in housing development continues to strengthen government efforts on national housing targets following the establishment of a 6,000 housing unit scheme in Chegutu.
The Smart City concept is being spearheaded by government as part of efforts to promote planned, modern and sustainable human settlements with the Great Dyke Housing Scheme in Chegutu Rural emerging as one of the developments complementing this thrust. Local investor Dr. Samuel Mudavanu is developing 6,000 residential units under the scheme.
We are going to provide world-class facilities in terms of roads, our water system, even security. As you can see, there's a perimeter wall which is going around about 8 kilometers, 2.5 meters height. All this is to try to provide comfort to the residents who will be staying here. And also we have schools, we have hospitals coming here, we have shopping malls enclosed in this smart city.
The project is expected to expand the housing stock in Mashonaland West while supporting the provision of modern infrastructure and services in line with the government's smart city concept.
Our target as a province is to achieve 100,000 units during the NDS2 plan period. And we anticipate to achieve that target by 2030.
Vanotora mari vachinovaka zimba
rimwe chete risina zvarinobatsira kunyika, asi vakatora kuti ndite project yekuti munhu wese achawanawo pekugara, vanhu vowana mabasa.
Government says private sector investment remains critical in accelerating housing delivery, with local investors being encouraged to take an active role in national development under the Nyika Inovakwa Nevenevayo philosophy.
It's 100% indigenous owned. It speaks volumes because His Excellency always talks about we should not look from afar. Tinofana kuzviita teganzi Nyika Inovakwa Nevenevayo, and you are doing exactly that.
The Great Dyke Housing Scheme is expected to contribute to the transformation of Chegutu Rural, while supporting government's broader NDS2 housing targets and its vision of developing modern, integrated and sustainable communities. Tamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Chegutu.
The United Nations has reaffirmed commitment to continue supporting Zimbabwe to advance gender equality, strengthen community well-being and expand opportunities for women-led enterprises.
The conversation focused on strengthening coordination between government and the United Nations to better address the needs of vulnerable groups, including women and children. Both parties reaffirmed their shared goal of supporting sustainable development and improving resilience at the community level.
We commend the technical and financial support which has been provided by the UN agencies. This assistance has been instrumental in strengthening the policy development, especially in capacity development. Building on the progress we've made together, we look forward to further strengthening and enhancing that collaboration of the United Nations agencies in the key strategic areas that will accelerate inclusive and sustainable development.
You have strong leadership, strong policy frameworks, incredibly strong human capital. Even though our resources have shrunk, what we can do is see our resources, whether they are financial or technical, as catalytic to supporting what the government is already trying to do.
Government and the United Nations have a long-standing and productive partnership in promoting sustainable development in the country. Festus Mkungurudze, ZBC News, Harare.
Government has availed food aid to the elderly and vulnerable groups in Gokwe South under its social protection programs targeting to ensure food security for vulnerable groups within communities.
With the Second Republic prioritizing social safety nets, vulnerable families, which include the orphans, the elderly, and people with disabilities, were cushioned with food hampers, courtesy of the government's food aid program. Receiving foodstuffs, beneficiaries paid tribute to the government.
nezvavatiitira kutirangarirawo zvinhu zvadoya kwatiri sesurprise tatisina kumbofunga kuti tingarangarirwa.
Government has reiterated its commitment to supporting vulnerable families so as to enhance food and nutritional security.
Mabasa aya hurumende inoitawo through ma social safety nets, mudzimai wemutungamiriri wenyika Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa anoitawo kubatsira vakwegura nenherera nyika yose. Isuwo taonawo kuti seprovince since basa redu nhasi riri kuGokwe tongotakurawo zvekunobatsira vakwegura vedu.
The packages comprised of mealie meal, cooking oil, sugar and other foodstuffs. Courage Ushes, ZBC News, Gokwe.
The main news takes a breather. We'll be back with you shortly.
The Minister of Defense, Honorable Opa Chamu Zvipange Mchinguri Kashiri. Deputy Minister of Defense, Brigadier General Retired Honorable Levi Maihlome. The Secretary for Defense, Comrade Aaron Daniel Tonde Nepera. Commander Defense Forces, General Emmanuel Matatu. Service Commanders, General and Air Officers, Chief Director, Directors, Senior Officers, Officers, men and women of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces and staff of the Ministry of Defense wish to congratulate His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, and the nation at large in remembering our fallen heroes and heroines on Heroes Day, running under the theme, Lest We Forget. The 46th Heroes Day commemorations is a historic occasion that gives us yet another opportunity to introspect on the liberation struggle and honor the sacrifices made by gallant sons and daughters of the soil for an independent and sovereign Zimbabwe. We take this opportunity to once again reaffirm our collective responsibility to safeguarding our hard-won independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity in honor of the fallen heroes and heroines. Minister of Defense, guaranteeing peace and stability for the attainment of Vision 2030.
Zimbabwe's biggest agricultural and business showcase is back. From 24 to 29 August, experience ZAS 2026, powering growth where agriculture, technology and commerce converge as Zimbabwe celebrates innovation, investment and enterprise. Make sure your brand is seen, heard and remembered. Advertise with ZBC and enjoy unbeatable exposure across television, radio, digital and social media. Reach every province, reach every market, reach Zimbabwe. Book your ZAS campaign today. Contact Mildred 0712 831 177 or Thelma 0776 413 261. Email marketing@zbc.co.zw. ZBC, Zimbabwe's #1 broadcast partner.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, but the fuse is about to go boom!
Missed the breaking news on ZBC? Missed your favorite show again because you were stuck at work? Not anymore. Introducing Z Plus, the new ZBC OTT platform. Listen to Radio Zimbabwe, Classic 263, Power FM, National FM, or any of your favorite ZBC radio stations live and stay connected to the latest music, sport, talk shows on radio wherever you are. You can also stream ZBC television live and catch up on news, dramas, sport, gospel, or your classic shows whenever it suits you. Listen and watch on your phone, tablet, or smart TV, anytime, anywhere. Download the Z Plus app now from the Google Play Store or Apple App Store, or visit zplus.co.zw. Z Plus, home in your pocket.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Development partners are cementing their relationship with Zimbabwe in building a resilient economy after availing over 140 million United States dollars in support to Treasury since January this year.
An update by Zimbabwe's Treasury, whose offices are based here, indicate most of the funding is coming from the global partners as well as private sector entities. The health sector is emerged as the biggest beneficiary, followed by agriculture, institutional support, water and sanitation, infrastructure development, social amenities, among many others, with expectations by the Global Business Achievers Network Group Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Tendesai Mushamba, of increased support to Zimbabwe during the remaining part of this year.
It has also increased the foreign currency in our country. This shows that they now have confidence even on our monetary policies, even on the budget, since there is now accountability for each and every person who is involved. So this is also helping also in developing infrastructure. And when infrastructural development are also put into cognizance, it also means that employment opportunities in the country are going to increase.
With most of the support being in the form of funds technical expertise, policy dialogue, as well as monitoring and evaluation. A development economist, Professor Albert Makochekanwa, explains the importance of development finance.
Development finance is very much important for a country like Zimbabwe, especially when we look at the health sector, where we need an improvement across the various issues in terms of medicine itself, in terms of capacitating our health facilities. So health, it becomes important, and development finance helps in terms of improving such a sector.
Development finance is also considered by Treasury as an important element in ensuring that the country achieves set macroeconomic targets by end of this year. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
We take a breather. Join us when we return.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant. But the fuse is about to go boom!
The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe would like to warn all motorists and passengers against overloading, as this can lead to loss of life and premature death. Overloading can cause instability to the vehicle, thereby making it harder to steer, whether on straight roads, bends, or when it hits a pothole. Say no to overloading. You never know, the life you save might be your own. This message is brought to you by the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, TSCZ, keeping Zimbabwe's roads safe.
Long before the dawn of independence, long before the birth of the modern nation, the spirit of resistance echoed across this land. When King Lobengula's warriors defended their homeland, when Buyaneanda, Sekuru Kaguvi, Chief Mashaya Mumbe, Queen Lozige Dlodlo, and countless others stood against colonial occupation. Generations later, young men and women left their homes and families. Some joined Zipra, others joined Zanla. They all carried the same dream. A sovereign Zimbabwe, a nation where every citizen could determine their own destiny. Many paid the ultimate price. Their sacrifice gave birth to the Zimbabwe we proudly call home. Today, under the Second Republic, the nation continues to pursue the aspirations for which our heroes fought. Modern highways, connecting communities, expanding agriculture, ensuring food security, growing industry, creating opportunities. Through Vision 2030 and the National Development Strategy 2, Zimbabwe advances towards becoming an empowered upper-middle income society. These achievements are more than development. They are the fulfillment of a promise that freedom would lead to progress. This Heroes Day 2026, His Excellency President Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa will preside over the National Heroes Day commemorations and deliver the state address under the theme, Lest We Forget, as we reflect on the sacrifices of our liberation heroes and the journey towards a prosperous and empowered Zimbabwe. As the sun sets, the nation gathers once more in celebration. The Heroes Music Gala brings Zimbabwe together through music, culture, and remembrance. Come, let us honor our heroes together.
Hero celebration, lest we forget.
Zimbabwe nasito pemberera, rusununguko rugarene runyararo. Zimbabwe nasito pemberera, rusununguko rugarene runyararo.
Rugarero akauya neriko,
magamba kasvipira kusunungura nyika.
Ndati rugarero akauya neriko,
magamba kasvipira kusunungura nyika. Namhla siyajabula tile nkululeko ihlala kahle. Namhlanje siyajabula tile nkululeko ihlala kahle. Namhla siyajabula tile nkululeko ihlala kahle nokuthula.
Heroes live in our hearts. We honor your service. Kuva Zambezi kusika Limpopo, from every village, town and city. We are one people, one nation, bound by sacrifice, peace and hope. Together we build, together we protect, together we rise.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services.
Welcome back. Now in sport, the Zifa Munumutapa Challenge Cup round of 32 burst into life this Saturday with a huge upset as Harare Giants Dynamos crashed out of the prestigious knockout tournament following a 1-0 defeat to Division 1 side Wange at the Colliery.
It's not our game today. It's not our luck today. About have clear chance, 5 or 6 clear chance, and not give the score. Let's wake up and waiting, go back in the Harare and waiting from the next game.
I'm very happy about the result, of course, but it was a very tough match, a very, very tough match. That demanded a lot from us as a team, and I'm happy for the boys. They played according to the plan. In football, it's all about consistency. We'll take each game as it comes and make sure that we get positive results. It's a good motivation for the boys.
Elsewhere, Hard Rock silenced Kwekwe United with a narrow 1-0 away victory, while Herschel's College edged out Moors by the same scoreline in a tightly contested affair at Ngoni Stadium. In Bulawayo Chiefs secured their place in the last 16 with a hard-fought 1-0 win over Agama at Luveve Stadium. The day's most dramatic conclusion came as Felandaba Stadium, where Jordan held their nerve to prevail at 3-1 on penalties over Gwanda Pirates and advance to the round of 16 in a heart-stopping fashion. Action continues on Sunday as the Highlanders face Black Rock at the Colliery in Wange. FC Platinum travel to Chawanda Stadium to face Marire, while at Luveve Stadium, Chicken Inn and Ngezi Platinum clash in an all-premiership blockbuster. Caps United, the Green Machine, make the trip to Baobab Stadium to face Scotland Juniors. Tel 1 and Blanket Mines square off at Ascot Stadium. Simba Bora takes on Manika Diamonds at Wadzanai. Norton Big Boys host FC Hunters at Ngoni Stadium. And ZPC Kariba welcome Triangle United to Nyamunga in another top-flight duel.
Meanwhile, the inaugural Zifa Munumutapa Challenge Cup women's competition delivered a weekend of high drama, stunning scorelines and nerve-shredding penalty shootout as 7 winning teams punched tickets to the historic round of 16.